I'm going to go through this fairly quickly. And I realize that the right-hand side of the screen blocks out some things. Do not worry about this. I will explain everything to you. The other thing that I will tell you is that if you are interested in getting in touch with us later on for more information, the 2 emails that you see on this particular slide will be repeated again at the end of this presentation. So if you're scrambling for pen and pencil right now, don't worry, it'll come up again. Elizabeth Bryady and I have been working together for the last 3 or 4 months on something that we call the Career Readiness Commission. And I want to explain to you this morning what this is and invite some of you to participate in it. What we're doing is pulling together a group of anthropologists, practitioners, instructors, and students, all of whom are interested in the future of anthropology. We want to be able to improve the training that our students are getting so that they will be able to take advantage of all of the non-academic employment opportunities that are out there. The reason for this is very simple, and we all know it. Practice is growing. It's the cutting edge of our discipline. It's incredibly innovative. It's exciting. It's breaking new ground on a daily basis. But academia is shrinking. And although there will always be plenty of room for anthropology professors, there won't be that many of them in the future, at least not in the United States. The training that our students are getting is not keeping pace with these changes, and we want to see some improvement in that. So what we are focused on are 3 groups of people: students, faculty members, and practitioners. And we would like to provide all of them with resources, with models, with training, encouragement, advice, and support so that training can be improved. Right now, we've got 6 projects going on. I will go through each one of these very briefly for you in just a second. But we have a 4-phase process for doing this. The first phase is just finished. That was a brainstorming phase where we all got together and said, what kind of information do we need to collect here, and how are we going to do that? The second phase is that of discovery, going out and actually getting information that we've decided is important. The third phase is going to be testing and problem solving, where we figure out what to do with the information. And we're going to do that in collaboration with the 3 groups of people that I outlined a minute ago: students, instructors, and practitioners. And then finally, promoting and implementing our ideas. In other words, making sure that these things get into the training mainstream in as many places as possible. So let me run through the 6 projects. The first is a Delphi survey of existing practitioners, actual practitioners. We've just finished this. We have a draft report, which is being discussed right now. We identified 40 practitioners and we said to them, what was missing in your training? What could have been there that wasn't, that would have helped you, A, get a job, and B, do a job? So we've just finished that. The results are kind of interesting, very exciting, very insightful. We'll share all of that with you at a later stage. The second project that we have is to pull together all of the existing training materials related to practice and application. We want to identify what we've already got so that we can, A, figure out what's really good about some of that, and B, what's missing in that. And so we're doing that at the moment. It's a big job. It's pulling together all sorts of stuff: lectures, course syllabi, books, articles, all sorts of things. The third project that we've got is identifying work sector differences and similarities. This is interesting. We are going out to the major sectors that employ non-academic anthropologists and saying to them, how do you hire anthropologists? What do you look for? And secondly, what's it like to work here? And we think that our students, at least in the United States, know very little about this. As they go through their academic program, they are not told or not exposed very much to the reality of work out in the world. And so we want to change that. And we realize that this varies a lot by sector. If you work for the healthcare industry, it's one thing. If you work for government, it's another thing. We want to find out about those similarities and differences and make them available to students and to faculty members. The fourth project that we have is to get narratives from existing anthropology departments about what they have tried in the past to bring practice and application into their curriculum, and what results did they get. Some of the narratives will be about success. Some of the narratives will be about failure. And we want to understand the factors, the conditions that made it possible for certain programs to succeed while other programs may have failed. The fifth project that we've got involved with is organizations with the potential to influence practitioner training. We want to identify, in other words, all of the potential collections of people that are in a position to influence how our students are prepared. There are anthropology clubs, for example, at many of our universities. There are also groups of people teaching anthropology in high schools and in colleges, collections of people. And there are also funders, not just the classic sort of foundations that support research, but there are also groups of people that provide scholarships, that provide training, that provide time off. We're interested in getting a fairly comprehensive list of all of these organizations so that we can figure out how to work with them to promote changes in training. And the final one is about imagining the future of practice. We think this is really important. We've got a group working on trying to figure out, what do practitioners of the future look like as a group? What's the demographic? We know that the United States, very much like Europe, is changing its demography fairly drastically and fairly rapidly. And so we want to make sure that we understand that we build it in, and that we are promoting that sort of thing in the future, so that we have a cadre or a cohort of practitioners that actually look like the population. And the other thing that we're trying to in the future, that anthropologists should be prepared for now in order to make the contribution that we know that they're capable of making. So that, in a nutshell, is our initiative. We think it's broad, it's ambitious, it's emergent, it's not going to end tomorrow. This is going to continue for quite some time. And we would like as much help as possible with thinking about this, with doing some of the work. So if any of you are interested in this, get in touch with one of us, either me, Riall Nolan, R.W. Nolan at Purdue EDU, or elizabeth.briety@gmail.com. Thank you very much. That's the end of that.